Today we'll talk about a bit on how to write a good resume for a software engineer. So first, few things we need to keep in our mind that abroad, not inside Bangladesh, outside Bangladesh, 70% of job applications are screened by ATS software before being seen by the human eye. And we also should know both in Bangladesh and outside, human takes only few seconds to take a look at our resume. Maybe in Bangladesh it is more, 30 to 40 seconds. Where outside of Bangladesh it is like 10 to 20 seconds. And another thing is different people have different opinion about how to write a resume, especially in Bangladesh. Everyone has their own opinion. Someone likes a photo attached, someone doesn't like it, someone likes it to be a word, someone likes it to be PDF. So everybody has their own opinion, but the truth is you cannot really impress everyone. Like, you cannot make 4000 resume for 4000 different companies. So the best thing to do is follow the standard, because these are proven by different research, and not really listen to some personal opinion of some ABCD guy. So how the ATS works? First, it does a parsing. So whenever you are giving a Word file or PDF file, it takes all the text by parsing, all the components like name, contact information, skill, experience, education, etc. After that, it does some keyword matching. Like in the job post, there are some keywords: Java, Laravel, Node.js, JavaScript, Ajax, etc. Keyword. Those keyword are matched if they match properly. If the keyword of your resume and the keyword in the job post matches properly, some ATS also put some weightage on the keywords also. So Laravel or Java might have a higher weightage, again Ajax or JavaScript or HTML, CSS, and those might have a lower weightage. Then the quantification checking, it checks if your contribution and previous roles or previous works, how much impact it has. It may be a technical impact, it may be a business impact. The impact is really checked here. So every contribution in your resume must be quantified, so that ATS can easily check the quantification and score your resume easily. We'll talk more about quantification later in the video. Then there are some context matching. Here the candidate skill, experience, those are matched with the job descriptions. Like if the job description says that you should be a technical lead or something like that, so in your contribution also there should be something written like I led 12 people or 14 people or a team of 20 people to develop a software like this and that. So that kind of scenario matching. And very less common, but some modern ATS can do sentiment analysis, like if your trait is positive or if it is giving a negative vibe, or if you are like extrovert, introvert, or some soft skill, those can also be evaluated here. Context matching also can bring out some soft skill. Now the human eye trait, most of the HRs look into the skill section and experience section first. This is what is understood by different research by companies like Top Resume, etc. I cannot assure about Bangladesh. Maybe they will take a look at the photos first. I don't know, but it is the duty of the software engineers, like the CTOs and tech leaders or senior software engineers, to make the non-tech HRs understood. The technical resume should follow a different standard. It is not like other resumes. Though outside of Bangladesh, resumes are more or less same. They follow a standard. They follow the ATS trait. But in Bangladesh, we see that the HRs are taking a very different approach. They don't take Word file. They only accept PDF, because there is idea like Word will break this and that, blah blah. Again, they look for something like reference. They look for something like photos. One thing we should understand is hiring is costly. You cannot just keep hiring people and firing people. It is costly. This is a costly process. You are giving a lot of time. behind selecting a guy. So this burden could be reduced to a great extent if we would follow a standard. So I personally think our senior tech people failed miserably to make the HR and make the companies understood what is the standard in tech industry. Then quantification also gives confidence to HR. Like we don't understand about quantification, we don't do quantification. If you ask any HR, most probably they will say they have never heard about quantification and what is quantification. If you give some example, they will say they don't like the quantification. But actually, in subconscious mind, everyone likes quantification. Why? I said we'll talk about quantification later. I will explain there. Then your resume should not be cluttered, congested. The font should be uniform, font size should be uniform. It should be eye soothing. You should not use multiple color this and that. You can use little level of bolding, but that should not create a chaos. So it should be very clear and soothing to eye, so that if, someone feels very soothing when he is looking at your resume. Things should not be cluttered and congested. And you can put a professional summary. Sometime HR take a look at that. And in the professional summary, the target should be to present yourself as the perfect guy for that particular job. So whenever you are applying to a job, try to tailor your summary according to the job description as much as possible. And if you are not an experienced guy, if you are a fresher, then you cannot really write a summary. You should write an objective. In the objective, you can write like what kind of opportunity you are looking for, what are the capabilities you have, and what you can offer. Now, what are the sections or portions you can include in a professional resume? First one is your name and then your headline. Put your name in the headline section. You can put your current position, you can put your expected position, or you can put your capability like senior Python developer, senior machine learning engineer, something like that. Summary, don't make it more than 5 sentences, and those sentences should be simple. Don't use compound sentence. And as I said, answer the question, why should someone hire you at that position? In the skill section, add all your hard skills and categorize them if necessary. Like you can categorize your database competencies you can create separate bullet points for your framework competency. Like in framework, you write Laravel, Node.js, etc., etc. In database, you write MySQL. Then you write NoSQL, etc., etc. Then for your caching and queuing technology, you can write some. You can write about your architectural knowledge and other competencies like that. But after the summary, go for the skill, because that is the first thing you want to show to the people. Then you should write about your experience. In the experience section, write the company name, write your position. You can write the duration of your work, and then you should write your contribution in that position. So what we mean by quantification of contribution? So suppose 1,000 people applying to a position in an e-commerce company. So the company generally will want people who has previous experience in e-commerce. So if everyone writes, I worked in an e-commerce company, or I worked in a scalable large-scale e-commerce software, I developed a large-scale e-commerce software, this doesn't mean anything. One cannot stand out with this information, because almost 500 or more from the 1,000 will have experience working in e-commerce. But when you write, I worked in an e-commerce which has 4,000 daily active user, or I developed a checkout system for an e-commerce that processed 5,000 or 10,000 or 20,000 orders payments every day, or I developed an e-commerce that was deployed in or maybe like I developed an e-commerce that had 1 million product catalogs. This kind of numbering is quantification, and when you give these numbers, you really stand out. Because when I have two people, one is saying I worked in a really large scale e-commerce, it doesn't mean anything, I'm not convinced. But when someone will say, okay, I worked in e-commerce with 1 million product catalog, then I will understand, okay, he worked with a big system and he has some idea about these scalability factors and something like that, then definitely I will choose the later one. Now quantification can be from this daily active user, it can be from the number of product you are handling, it can be like how many people you mentored as a senior engineer, it can be like you suggested a new feature and that helped the company gain like 10% business ROI, or helped gain more 5% user acquisition. It can be like you developed a bug management protocol in the company that led to 5% less production bugs. It can be like you implemented trunk-based development in the company that made your deployment really fast and concise and less erroneous. It can be anything, but whatever good thing you did, whatever achievement you had, you need to quantify with a number. Then projects, put short description with quantification about the projects, and if it is possible you can add a live link or GitHub link with the project, that's not a problem. In the education, don't over exaggerate it, just put what the latest recent education you have, and you can mention the institution and subject and year of graduation maybe. In the contact section, add only your city and country. There is no need of detailed address as that is not of any work. Add a single phone number. Many people add phone, WhatsApp, Viber, etc. No need, just add a single phone number. Then add LinkedIn link, email, GitHub, and nothing more is required really. Now some extra thing you can add: if you are a researcher, you can add your research work and publications, journals, etc. If you are a competitive programmer, you can add your participation history. You can really show off your achievements, like your points on code forces if you're a red coder or something like that. And if you are doing programming on platforms like LeetCode, etc., you can also add that. Now for the fresher, maybe you don't have quantified contribution, you don't have experience, you can add your projects, and the number of projects, it should not be more than 2 or 3. If you add one and that is a very good project, that's also enough. Again, GitHub link is a little bit more important than live link. As I understand, many people have many opinion, but live link sometimes doesn't matter. If a company has the time to go to a link and check your competency, that should be GitHub link. If I have 2 minutes time to check your competency, I'll definitely go to your GitHub code. I'll not go to a live link. Live link can be deceiving. And I was talking about the fresher. Focus on your previous pet projects. Try to keep some code on GitHub, and also focus on your competitive programming platform performance, etc. Do some show offing on those stuff. There are some frequently asked questions which I will try to answer. If you need to add an image, no, you don't need to add any image until and unless you fall victim to some Bangladeshi companies. And again, use common fonts like Calibrate, Times New Roman, Tahoma, Arial, and use size 13 or 12. These are all result of research that these fonts are really eye-shooting and easy to read, and the sizes are also a result of research. If you really need to fit some text that you really want to show some competency that is not being fit in 1 or 2 pages, then you can maybe go for font size 11, but not less than that, because people will find it hard to read. I have seen many people giving unnecessary items in their resume, like someone as a Flutter developer giving name of all those Flutter libraries present in the world. This is not really necessary. Then avoid complex shapes like tables, shapes, charts. Avoid those. You can use multi-column content, but you never know which ATS will be able to parse your multi-column and which not. Also, when you are converting a Word to PDF, the PDF converter might just break the thing. So it is better not to be multi-column. Make your CV in single column is easier. Don't use any fancy styling like colors or italic style. Bold is okay, but keep it to minimal. I have given a link here about a text analyzer. you can find keyword in a job post from these, and you can also tailor your resume according to that keywords. Use Word or PDF format. Just to let you know, some ATS still cannot parse PDF. So when you are applying for remote, I will suggest you go for Word format and use standard date formats. We sometimes try to be fancy with the date format, but ATS are not often smart enough to understand all those fancy date formatting. So use standard date format. And there is another thing that sometimes we work in different role in the same company, and sometimes in different company we kind of do the same thing. So whenever you face something like that, you stack up those company names and your position. After that, you write the contribution. uh, on Word there are some section named header and footer. Do not write anything on the header and footer section. uh, some people like to keep some references of the teachers, previous engineering manager. These are not needed in resume is a very concise thing. You should not really put not important things here. If your company needs any new company needs any reference, they'll ask for it separately. Putting someone's name doesn't add any value. I have seen people adding various basic level courses to their resume. If it is not professional course, please do not add it. Like if you have some certification from AWS on uh, AWS cloud management or something like that, you can add. But you are doing some basic JavaScript and like WordPress or Laravel courses from some people. Like if you do Laravel course from me or JavaScript course from me, and I give you a certificate with my signature, this doesn't mean anything. No curricular activities. Some people tell that curricular activities matters, but from research and from my understanding, I don't find it very convincing. Like if I have two people with a similar technical capability, I will look for his soft skill. I will look for his leadership quality. I will look for collaboration. I will look for understanding of things. If he's a fast learner or not. I'll not really choose someone because he's a debater or he's a dancer or he's a singer or he can play ukulele. For fresher, one page resume is more than enough. Don't go beyond it. No need to add really unimportant information. And for experienced, 2 pages is more than enough. Don't go beyond that. But if you are a researcher or you are going for some that kind of role, researching role, and you have a long list of publication and others, then you can go much longer. Again, if you are applying for CTO or CEO, C-level post or engineering manager, then you can go longer. But engineering level position, keep it a 2 page. As I said, analyze job description to match your keyword. Already said. Tailor your resume according to job you are applying. Already covered. Always write contribution in past tense. This is one thing I saw people are making error, that they are writing I develop e-commerce software. You should not write it. You should write like developed an e-commerce solution. You should not mention the I. You should not write in present tense. You should always write like developed large scale e-commerce that is serving 4,000 daily active users. And there is always quantify contribution, as we talked earlier. Now I wanted to tell something about Intimation Inc., but in this video I'll skip it. And already I told about why and how to quantify, and I also mentioned that you can quantify on your technical skill and achievements. You can quantify on the positive impact you have had. You can quantify on as a leader what you achieved, how you ensured collaboration and ensured some things like faster time to market, faster deployment, more user engagement, better sprint management, etc., etc. You can also quantify on business ROI. You can quantify on personal growth or team growth also. Now, what are the soft skills mostly expected? Number one is leadership, then collaboration, then team play. Team play, collaboration is more or less same. Then how you perform as an individual player, This is very important in remote job because often you have to implement a big feature or something like that all by yourself. Then sometimes proactivity is also seen if you have the due diligence, and also if you are ready to take liability and also perform it on within deadline. Adaptability is another thing, as we said maybe in some other video too. A software engineer must have adaptability. He should be ready to work in different environment and different workflow scenario. And critical thinking and problem solving, this is also very important for software engineers. It is really not sure how the context matching is done. Different ATS software does it differently, but mostly you should try to write in your contribution. Like in your contribution, if you write that you led 20 people, you led a team of 20 people, then it really means leadership. Again, if you mention that you worked with a team to generate some idea and that ensured some business return, then it means collaboration. If you solve some problem or if you handle some really big bug issue or some cyber attack, or implement any feature yourself, if you can write that you single-handedly manage those, it may mean that you are individual player, but these are not sure thing. You can just increase the percentage, what should I say, you can just increase your percentage of chance. Okay, you cannot be really sure that okay, this is perfect one. Now, common mistakes we do that can reduce our mark or our score on ATS are spelling and grammar mistakes. If you miss your contact information, if your email address has any unprofessional structure, like I said earlier, some people in our team has email hotfix, so that doesn't really work. If you put irrelevant information in your resume, then ATS cannot really score it or put it in any section, then it will reduce your score. If you use too much obvious keyword like developed in every contribution, then that is not good. Being too generalized, if you just search on ChatGPT and search online or on Gemini and find some general sentence that everyone knows that you have copied from ChatGPT or Gemini, then you are not being something different. Then your score will be just like any other general people. Repetitive word or phrases you should not use, and dense block or text or too many bullet points. There has been some research that tells you should not have maybe more than 24 bullet points in a resume. Too much bolding is not good, it hurts the eye. Long list of project is not really necessary, just add one or two. Unnecessary skill, that will reduce your score. Don't put personal information like hobbies, interest, personal info. These are not really required, no one wants to know those. And don't use any bad low quality free PDF converter, because you never know where it will lead you. Sometimes I have seen PDF converters turning your resume non-parsable. So you have a good Word file that can be 100% parsable. Now you convert to PDF and it becomes 90% parsable. And when your resume is not parsed properly, then you are a gone case. Your resume is a gone case, because most of your information will be lost. So this was everything to talk about resume. If you have any question about writing resume or anything, or resume related service you need, if you need us to help you write a resume, build a resume, or suggest or scrutinize your resume, you can contact us. Our website is remote.intimationinc.com. Thank you very much.